balance patch, however. The one that people are either very excited about or not excited about at all. We reduced the sleep chance of occult goals to 15%. I think that's fair. That's definitely a fair one. Wow. Is NFL gonna become the best strip or the best armor breaker in game? Wait, what is NFL's up activation rate in the S3? I think it is already pretty decent, but let me double check. NFL, where the hell are you at? NFL goes up by another 10%, so you got a 80% chance to get the wow, that's actually a lot. Well, is Lura actually dodging the nerfs? Laura's just getting nerfed on the S1, same for Nikki, same for like all of those, but Lura S3 or well, mainly S3, that's definitely something. But yeah, 80% for this skill to get 3 hits in that can armor break and 3 hits in that can slow. That's actually quite a lot. But I would say if you nerf this and you wouldn't buff anything on the NFL, then NFL might be pretty weak. So, wait. We have Panda Warriors Light and Water. Damage proportional for max HP and attack power go to damage proportional to attack power. That is quite a big nerf. That is definitely quite a big nerf because that means that you have to build your Tian Lang towards damage rather than just purely on HP and you still do a shit ton of damage on that one. It still depends, like they could say like, okay, these are like relatively low numbers and then this is going to be a way higher number. So if you actually put attack towards the panda, it might be pretty strong. The pandas have pretty low base attack. Wait, let me actually double check that as well. Where do we have pandas? Panda. Ooh, Tian Lang base attack is 681. That's pretty low. And Tian Lang, Tian Lang is 681. Molong is 648. Those are pretty low numbers. Okay, then we have Reckless Assault consumes the same amount. Then it consumes 70% of the damage dealt. Wait, that is a buff, right? Yeah, that is definitely a buff. Because now you would... But... It doesn't necessarily... No, wait, that's a buff, that's a buff. So... You could still do, like, let's say 70% of enemy max HP, but then you take 70% of 70% of your HP. Probably, I guess. I don't know. That's something how it looks like. You have the Light Onimusha. Okay, wait, we got a nerf on this thing. We have counterattacks. Yes, as is. Okay. If the damage taken from the enemy is less than your max HP, yep. Instantly go for decreased defense 2 turns 50%. Critical hits once. Wait, what is the difference on this? It's a unique skill instead of using Ghost Slash. But isn't Ghost Slash like literally the fucking same? Or is this a higher chance of death breaking? It could be a higher chance of death breaking. No, wait. Ghost Slash is also 50%. He counts one time, not two. Ah, okay. So... Ah, okay. That makes sense. That is somewhat of a nerf. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, also no vamp, no damage, big nerf. Wait, this will do no damage? He still attacks, so we don't know the multiplier on this skill though. But yeah, the part is where if you used to have accuracy as one artifact, it will not work right now because your S3 is actually doing this right now, so okay. Okay, removes all beneficial effects to remove one beneficial effect. Rip Siege, that's going to be easy, holy fuck. If Klet is only stripping one debuff, life is gonna be so fucking easy, holy shit. Because then you just go Wusa into Kiki or Klet and then nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, Shield will Wusa, something like that. Wow, that's a really big nerf to Siege. I hope they get some buffs in Siege for later then, because this is absolutely ridiculously... Well, we did see a lot of Kiki metas out there, so maybe it's kind of fair, but this is definitely something that is going to kill a lot of the Siege maps out there. We have the Fire and Dark. Punishment is going to recover allies for 15% after attacking. 15% is not that much, but having, especially for Fermion, I would say having a little bit of healing in is definitely nice, because if you want to pair Fermion with Feng Yang and then something like that, I think that's somewhat of a decent buff to him. Valajul, on the other hand, well, it makes it easy to go like Valajul and then maybe like an Amelia and a Feng Yang, something together like that as a siege offense. So I can see the buffs in here, they're pretty decent. We have the Bayek on Wind. Good thing that they actually put the 2 units in one line instead of like 2 separate lines. They have been doing that. We had recovery for every harmful effect, deals additional damage for your max HP. Okay. I still think the unit is shit, but the unit was supposed to be like a killer for the dungeons. But then you can't kill the dungeons if you can't do harmful effects. We have the Fire Indra. When additional silence for 1 turn. Is that strong enough for making the Fire Indra usable? I think Fire Indra is a nuker, right? So a nuker that provides silence. I'm not really sure if that's the interesting thing. Increases damage proportion to your speed. This might be good enough to make him useful, but I'm not 100% sure about that. That's I think both of them nice buffs, but I'm not really sure if that really brings them into meta or not. Puppeteer buffs, I so expect the Puppeteer buffs because they put them into the skins of RTA. The moment that you get skins on anything, they're buffing your unit. That it's literally always that case. But first, we have Okeanos. And Okeanos is going to absorb attack bar. Wait, the stun chance is going to get higher. Okay, we still have like a random activation of how many stones you drop, as far as I remember. Because that was the nerf that they did on it before. How many hits is it? 3 to 5. I hate 3 to 5. Like 3 to 4, okay-ish. What's called like 4 to 5, okay-ish. But 3 to 5, that's a really big difference. But 3 hits on 35 chance, that's pretty decent. So in this case, we have absorb with that chance. We don't have, we do have activation rate going up though with another 15%. So we do have this going up. So 10% attack bar with a 50. You're definitely going to absorb some attack bar. That's actually pretty nice. I definitely do like that part. Is Tian Lang dead? I don't think Tian Lang is dead. It's just harder to put damage to him on this S2. But this S2 was ridiculous in the damage. But Tian Lang dead? Absolutely not. His passive still works the same way. You can still go additional damage artifacts on him. He's just not dealing an insane amount of damage for just being tanky. That's pretty much the only thing. I would say Okeanos buff seems pretty okay-ish. I'm not sure if I would start picking up the unit, but it seems okay-ish. I kind of like the unit. Then we have the Puppeteer. All Puppeteers, they recover the HP of the... Okay, wait, they start recovery on S1. Well, that at least makes... You had a lot of Puppeteers that pretty much had no use whatsoever for any artifacts. In this case, at least you can go recovery S1. And since you're using S1 all the time, a recovery of 15% is actually pretty strong. So I would say that that is a pretty nice one. Then we have the fire one, Cycle of Eternity. The slow is changed into a silence. Wait, the slow was on the S3, right? Wait a minute. Pretty sure it was. Zima, that's the third skill. So it used to slow and it used to give them the block harmful effects. Now you give them the block harmful effects and a silence. Not bad, not bad. Well, the biggest issue with the Fire Puppeteer is it can't land shit on the water units. Because you pretty much, you hit them. And because you hit them, you can glance them. And if you glance them, you don't do jack shit, right? So that is kind of the issue that the Fire Puppeteer had, in my opinion. It's just really bad against water units. But these S1s are pretty strong upgrades. They're very strong upgrades because you had a lot of those matches where Puppeteer just doesn't really get the skills in, or you have like this 1v1 match that any Puppeteer would always lose. In this case, it's pretty decent. So let's see what we have. We have the Ventriloquism. What a freaking word is that? Decrease the attack bar of the enemy with the highest attack bar. Okay, decrease the attack bar by 30. Okay, so that's just a higher decrease. That seems pretty strong. Now we have the light one, which is arguably the worst one. And we go for attack power and immunity for 3 turns. I feel like that she becomes, or he, I'm still not sure what those are. It's pretty strong in combination with that S1. I think the S1 on the light one is almost the higher buff rather than the weaker part about it. The S3 is 3-turn immunity is not bad. It's not bad. But I think it's, yeah, I'm not sure if the unit really becomes good on it. We'll go back to, like, otherwise I'm asking, or I'm getting the question about the Tian Lang every 3 seconds. I will go back to the units that have, like, the big value later on. We have Ken, and Ken, that's the, I think the S2, is it Ken S2, is it Ken S3? No, wait, it's actually, Shadowblade is the S3, so S3 has a high chance to strip, which doesn't really matter too much. It was already pretty high rates and multi-hits anyways. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of okay. It's not really changing anything too much. We have the, wait, when the targets your skill activation by 20%. Wait, does that mean that you're guaranteed landing your shit if there is karma on the enemy? Because how much is your armor break? I think your armor break is 50% or something. Your armor break is 75%. Wait, decrease, the remove one beneficial effect is 50, and the defense break is 30, and it goes up by another 25. So that does add up quite some. That's, oh no, wait, it adds up by 30. So it's going to be 60 plus 20, and then the other one is going to be 100%. So the strip is going to be 100%, and then the armor break is going to 80%. I'm not sure if I'm liking that. I am not sure if I'm liking that because that could be annoying. Q is just an annoying unit. Stop buffing annoying units. But okay, let's continue on. We have Jara. When attack on your turn, you always land a critical hit if the target's defense is lower than your attack power. Okay. Okay, I kind of like that because that means you can just go attack, crit damage, attack on Jara. And for Siege, it's definitely useful. For PvE kind of stuff, definitely useful. Does it really make it a meta unit for RTA? No, it's still not going to be like that. They buff Gyu. Yeah, buff Gyu is not a strong unit, but Gyu is really bound to, like, do it Despair Stun a lot. If you Despair Stun a lot, it's very strong. It's removing, wait, is it removing the anti-revive? Yeah, it seems to be removing the anti-revive to get that. So I think they're really forcing Jara into, like, yo, you're just PvE. You're no longer PvP, you're just PvE. It's kind of weird that they remove the revive part. I don't know. Dokubi Lords. We have Fire, Wind, Light, Heaven Gates, recover allies for 10 to 20%. Is that Heaven Gate thingy? I think that's probably the skill 2 by the looks of this. Heaven Gate is the skill 2, and it's also going to recover your allies. Okay, well, it's a boost in recovery, I guess. Damage increases as your HP. Ooh, wait, that's another Fuki. That might actually be pretty strong, because this unit is pretty hard to nuke out. I've seen this unit being put on defense a few times already. With your damage increases to your HP worsen, that means that you're getting another Fuki, but then a net 5 Fuki. So that might be pretty strong by itself. Now we have the light one, and then the crit damage goes from 50. That's like the team shared crit damage, but it's only shared if there's, like, no buffs on the enemy or some weird shit. I don't even know what it is. I don't really think that this is going to make the unit that good, but that's, I don't know. But I definitely think that the Wind Dokubi Lord might be a pretty interesting unit right now. We have the Dark one, and that's remove some alpha effect on with the worst HP status. Wait, that's probably while taking a turn then or some shit? Don't even know when this unit goes for it. Yeah, it's a passive, so every time that's... Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great either, because he has to strip in the S2 anyways. Then we have some Sub-Series. We have the water one, decrease your damage by, okay, decrease the damage to, okay. Oh, wait, so in this case, oh, is that good enough? Wait, that is actually a pretty decent one. So every time that anything is stunned, you start dealing less damage on it. And I'm not entirely sure what the rest of her kit was, but I thought it was pretty decent, actually. So that is then the passive, so you also recover and stuff. And then you also have immunity, another recovery. It's just a whole bunch of recoveries and shields. So it might be a unit that if you get a lot of stuns, that it might be pretty interesting to use the unit. Because in the end, 30% damage reduction is a lot of damage reduction. Then we have the Wind one. I'm not entirely sure what this one does. It's remove the beneficial effects kind of one. Okay. So we have that on the third skill. We're going to absorb attack bar. Okay, in addition, okay, some more attack bar absorb. I'm not really sure if that becomes good or not, but it could be interesting. Could be interesting. Then we have the light one. Recovers the HP of all allies with 10% at the start of the turn. Okay. The HP recovery of benefits is recovered additional 10%. Okay, so that's just a double recovery kind of thing. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Then we have the dark one. Dark one has a change. Increase the attack bar of all allies under inability effects at the start of your turn. Okay, wait, how is that different? Excluding yourself. Okay, now it's including yourself. That's the only... But wait, how does that make sense? You're already getting an attack bar. Or a turn, so... Do you get that afterwards? No, at the start of your turn, so that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't really seem that interesting in my opinion. Then we have the wind one, and branding chance go higher. Okay. Prevents from receiving beneficial effects for 2 turns with a 30% chance. Okay, so he's getting another debuff on top of that, which is not too bad in a high chance of branding. Okay, fair enough. We have Soul Snatcher. Soul Snatcher is going to be recover the HP of 100% dealt by 50%. Wait, are you? Oh, it's going to add in the thing of removing harmful effects, and then you're gonna change the damage output. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. This is actually something that quite some people talked about, that the Gargoyles should start in the statute state, which would make them a lot stronger, which also means that if you put a Gargoyle in your team right now, in statute state, you cannot team up. So you can actually put this unit at 0 speed, never giving it a turn, and then you can team up and that kind of stuff. So it is just for the fire, water, and dark, not for the light and the wind. Which, interesting that they don't do it for all of them, but okay. That's... That kind of makes sense, I guess. I kind of like these changes. I think these units will be used a lot more. Undines, okay, they want to force you to use some Undines. Condition, okay, if you land a critical hit, if the HP ratio is worse than you. Okay, that makes a lot more sense because these units were not really critters in the first place. So I'm not even sure what this skills, but it's one of those units I just never look at. Well, probably just this one. Where is a Delphoid? Delphoid is pretty much the only one I used from all of that. Why can't I find no Undines? Wait, you're Undine. Okay, so those are like freezes and slows and beneficial effect removing and... Okay, it's just like a whole bunch of different debuffs on all of them. Okay, that's nothing too crazy. We have the Frenzies, healing for more, don't care. We have the water one, revive. I don't care. We have the fire one, remove harmful effects, granted on. This might be okay-ish. Still not really liking it. We have the light Undine recovers. Okay, with the worst HP excluding yourself. At the start of turn, automatic effect. Change to a passive. Okay, light Undine might be interesting then-ish. It provides the Oblivion, and on the S1 you have a strip. It's not gonna... Wait, it's gonna have healing in the passive of S3. It might be okay-ish. I think that Light One Ikasha, which is actually a pretty common unit in Chronicles, was one of the better single-target healers in the game over there, because her cooltime on the S3 was very short. But I'm not too sure if this is really gonna become something that I would say, like, okay, this is very impactful, but... Might be a something, might be a something. Wait, Beast Monks get speed changes. Interesting. We'll check about that in a second. Dark one, we have a Life Ray for 1 turn. I don't really care. Wait, isn't that the one if you get it back with like a full attack bar? Okay, grants a turn instantly. Ooh, that's actually not bad. That's actually a pretty strong revive because you get a revive with very low HP. And then let's say you revive your Ragdoll, your Leo, you're gonna torrent on a life drain hit, which is actually kind of strong. Okay, that's... She might have some usage in siege offense kind of stuff as well. Not too sure, but getting a, like, ignore defense hitting right after you revive because you get an instant turn. It's not that you get a 100% attack bar, but you get an instant turn. So yeah, budget Viva, maybe, kinda. We have the Dark Giant Warrior. I don't even know the unit exists, pretty much. Keeps activating until... Oh, wait, that's Treasure, right? Treasure's not too bad. Was kind of like the Garrow, but different. So, yeah, okay. Keeps activating until you get the weapon in your hands. Might be pretty decent, actually, because that just means that you can't die all the time. As long as your stone is up. So if that unit procs a lot, could kind of be interesting. I don't know. We have the Beast Monks. They get a awakening for... Or they just get higher base speed. So that would definitely make a few units. I think for Chandra, for RTA, that's definitely nice. Shazam and Kumar for defense, pretty nice. Ritesh for some offenses here, kind of nice. Rahul for defenses, also pretty decent. So I think this is not a bad change in general. Now we have some changes of the effects. Okay, in this case, they start adding in a bunch of recoveries. But they actually up the damage to like double. So damage is still the same on the Puppeteers. And then recovery is added, pretty much. I think that these numbers kind of add up on that. We have the Light Undine. We go for recovery. Yeah, because this becomes a passive. That definitely does make sense. The passive is not that much of a healing. But it could be an interesting unit. We have the Wind one that is an attack speed for 19. Wait, would that make it that the Wind Subsare might become a meta unit for siege defense because of that 19? No, I think 19 is not enough. It's just removing recoveries and then removing beneficials, recoveries, shields. Yeah, I don't think people would really put this on defense, so not really. We have some changes of some leader skills. Okay. Oh no, wait. Leader skills? Leader skills of some monsters will be changed, and then you talk about the passive. Okay, that's... strange. Wait, what? Do I not make sense or do they not make sense? Where's Windy? Windy is not nerfed. That's the thing. Okay, so we have those. That doesn't really change anything. Okay, so, and then some descriptions changes, which is probably just exactly the same as used to be before. Wrong header, I guess. Yeah, I guess as well. So yeah, what are the hard hitters on this one? I would say Tian Lang nerf on the S2 is, it makes sense, but Tian Lang was doing like literally like 6k per hit on the S2, which was a ridiculous amount of damage. You can still do quite some damage with Tian Lang on the S2 and the S1 by additional damage artifacts, but it's not doing a crazy amount of damage anymore for the Tian Lang. So Tian Lang for siege defense will be a lot worse. Tian Lang for RTA will probably kind of be the same. It's just less damage output. So I think that the Tian Lang nerf is not that bad. For me, it's pretty strange that the Lura skill 3 doesn't have some damage decrease as well, because it's still scaling from speed and from defense, which I think is pretty strong. And yeah, for that reason, I don't really think that's... I think that Tian Lang deserved less of a nerf than Lura. Lura was more broken, but yeah. There's no reason for Tian Lang to have HP units. Yeah, true, like Tian Lang is going to be an HP unit that has both scaling of attack on both skills, but welcome to the life of a Zhongcheng Lao. But yeah, you can still put a lot of damage to him by additional damage artifacts. It also really depends, like if this, it doesn't really state what number it is on the attack power scaling, because it's not that they're just going to remove this and then keep this as is. They just could remove this and then boost this number by quite a lot, and then have that output number there. So, is that maybe the way that they're going to do it? I'm not sure. Bolong getting slightly of a buff of being hit less makes sense. Onimusha, the Kinky, is actually quite decently nerfed, because apparently it's a single target hit, I guess. Plus that hit is no longer going to recover, because it's like a different skill than the Ghost Slash. Plus, you cannot use artifacts of S1 accuracy on it anymore, so that one's kind of interesting. Crushing Hope is definitely a super hard nerf for siege defense, and that's going to make siege defense very difficult to anything, because I would say 4-star siege defense is anything without a Kiglet were actually kind of garbage. So I guess we kind of will go back to, like, I don't even know. We have a bunch of other options that are decent, but... for sure that mermaids on siege defense, you're not really going to see it anymore. I would say you could maybe still see it on 4-star. 4-star, it's not that bad, but a lot of people will go in with will and shields. And with will and shields, you're pretty much, you can like tractor Windy Lulu a lot of shit. Because like if you just have to put your tractor Windy Lulu, you just have to put your tractor on the shield set, and you probably can get away with this. So yeah, that's a pretty big hard nerf for siege defenses in general. I think the Fermion and the Valajul buff are pretty decent. They yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah, that definitely makes sense, because now they're healing allies. That makes a lot more sense. Other things, Indras, I'm not too sure if they will get anything good. I think Puppeteers are in an okay-ish spot with the S1 recovery. Like the moment that the whole family gets an S1 boost, S1 boosts are pretty strong. And keep in mind that you're doing a healing, plus you're also giving A to B to yourself. Oh wait, are they removing that part? Oh wait, they're removing that part. So it's not that they do both, but it's just the healing right now rather than the A to B increase. Still pretty strong. Also makes it that you can put some of these units maybe on revenge, because it's just fucking annoying. Like imagine your Xenazek on like triple revenge, because Xenazek is the one that you can't push back, right? I think that, wait, is that Xenazek? Because that makes Xenazek a target for just making triple revenge. That's fucking annoying. Like trust me, if you have Xenazek, put him on triple fucking revenge. Because then there's all the time like all kinds of AoEs flying, and every AoE is like, heal, heal, heal. So yeah, I think we're gonna see more triple. Even you could even say that for the wind one, you could also put on triple revenge. It could be pretty annoying as well. Or Vio revenge. Because now you see a lot of like Vio Nem and that kind of shit. But then I would put Smyther on Vio revenge as well. It's kind of annoying to keep in the healing all the time. So it might be interesting. Gyu above, I'm not too happy about that. Gyu is just an annoying unit, but Gyu is not really a good unit. Gyu is just really depending on 25%. What is that 25%? Despair. If it despairs a lot, very good. If it doesn't despair a lot, very bad. Nothing in between there. Gyu is just gonna be that. So yeah, that's not really liking the unit. Jara, I think Jara's just pushed out of PvP and just purely focused on PvE. That's pretty much the only thing I can read from this description of also removing the revive, which is kind of odd. I think they could have added it, like kept the revive, but maybe it would have been too strong for siege offenses then, but still, like, I don't know. Jara's not that great, so could deserve like a better buff, I guess, but I guess for PvE it's definitely strong. Then we have the Heaven's Gate. Yeah, Dokubi Lords. I would say Wind Dokubi Lord is definitely someone that can be very good. It's actually one of the few units I still miss. Pretty sure I don't have that unit. But I think the Wind Dokubi Lord is going to be like what Fuki used to be back in the days. It's hard to kill. It starts adding more damage the moment it's low HP. It also has the S2 that's buffed to recover more on allies. So I definitely do think that Wind Dokubi Lord is going to be one of the heavier hitters, mainly in siege defense, maybe even siege offense as a tank as well. RTA, I'm not too sure if people would actually place him in RTA, because I think there people would ignore him until all the way to the end. And then all the way at the end he has lower HP values by just being long in battle in RTA. So for that reason, it's a little bit less. But I would definitely say that he's going to be a siege defense unit. I definitely do think for siege defense. The Subsares, I am not too sure about. I feel like there can be some use here and there, but it doesn't really make them super strong. I am not too sure about that. We have the Argon with like extra branding rate. It's just PvE unit, I'm not really sure. Same for Nine-Tailed Foxes. I'm not really sure if this is going to transition to siege. The Gargoyles change is definitely nice. You can definitely, I would have to experiment with a team-up team. Like this is actually exactly what you needed with Triple Ikaru. Triple Ikaru and then putting a Gargoyle right away in the stone state to make it not team up, but then you can still go triple fight on them. That kind of stuff is actually pretty interesting. So yeah, I kind of like that that change for sure. Plus it's just better in like siege offenses as well, but you're really boosting siege offense and siege defense not really. Isn't Fire Dokubi Subsari really good? I'm not too sure. She might be okay. Wait, did I miss this one? At fire units, I think it's just siege offense. I feel like all of these units are kind of siege offense rather than anything. Yeah, for Tian Lang, we still don't know like how high is this number, but Tian Lang you could still do damage by additional damage artifacts. So he's just the only big difference that you're gonna notice with Tian Lang is the moment that there's an armor break, you're gonna do a lot less, or the moment that there's defense break, armor break, you're gonna do a lot less damage than you used to do in your S2. And for that reason, maybe Tian Lang on this pair starts becoming more interesting again rather than Fio. Because Fio back in the days with Tian Lang, you had the S1 into S2, and then that S1 into S2 combination, if you had a crit rate Tian Lang, your Tian Lang would just do simply like 20k damage on one target because you procced. And you're also AoE. So that was just ridiculous amount of damage. And they really lowered that amount of damage right now, which does make a lot of sense in my opinion. Because this thing on armor breaks was doing way too much damage. I'm just mainly surprised that Lura's not having some damage decrease as well. But okay, Undines, I'm not really feeling the Undines, even though that they have like all buffs. Might say Ikasha maybe, but and then Talisha, the dark one maybe, but not really sure. Beast Monks, definitely nice buffs. Just more base speed. Yeah, the more base speed is always good. It's also interesting to be 101, because 101 gives you 1 extra speed on Swift. Because a 100 base speed on Swift gets exactly 25, but a 101 base speed on Swift, it's rounded up so you get 26. So you could put your Chandra on Swift, and that would add quite like an extra stat in that as well. So I think Chandras are maybe going to be more dominant on siege defense again, but we shall see. We still have Mieng is not nerfed, so Mieng is still there, but Mieng was mostly paired well with a Klet, and Klet, as we said, is like hard nerfed, like super hard nerfed. It's bad nerfed. Then we have some Puppeteers and that kind of stuff, and that's pretty much all there is for the balance patch. So those are my takes on it. I don't think, like, a lot of people are going to be like, no, Tian Lang is dead. Absolutely not. Tian Lang passive is not touched. Tian Lang is strong because of the passive. Tian Lang's damage is slightly reduced. And saying like, oh, now I have to build my Tian Lang on attack power, you could. I'm not, like, it highly depends on the scaling that is in here, but I don't really think that it's just your damage slightly reduced. So we have to see how much damage output he actually has on that S2. But I don't know. Abnormal state of HP shield. Wait, which one? Being abnormal. I'm not sure if that's good or like abnormal doesn't mean it was higher. It doesn't mean it was lower. So yeah. But yeah, in the end, Tian Lang, you can still do additional damage artifacts. You're only really going to notice the difference on your Tian Lang damage the moment that you're hitting S2 on an armor break. So if you were to be spamming a Nephthys plus Tian Lang a lot, then yes, you're gonna see your damage output difference by quite a lot. But yeah, actually what Axiote is saying, that's true. Your HP goes down in RTA. Your attack goes up in RTA. So at the end of a battle, Tian Lang would only start doing less and less damage on his S2. Whereas now he's only going to be doing more and more damage on his S2. Right? So yeah, it's not really, it is definitely nerfed, but I don't think it's bad. I'm just mainly surprised that Lura has no more touch than just the sleep chance, which I do like the sleep chance being lower, but then there's still going to be that one motherfucker that sleeps you 3 times in a row after like 3 procs and then still goes like double S2 and double S3 in one single turn because people can make it work. But yeah, it's gonna happen. 15%, they don't give a shit about 15%. But yeah, Tian Lang Nephthys, if you happen to have Tian Lang plus Nephthys, then it's hard nerfed. I would also say Tian Lang for siege defense might be pretty hard nerfed as well. I would say for arena defense, it's still kind of the same. But for siege defense, it's not really changed. No LD buff. Yeah, that's actually weird as well. Normally, they always have like some random LD that's like buffed to Oblivion. But in this case, the only LD5 that's actually touched and buffed is Fermion, which is barely changed. It's just siege offense. And Jara, which actually said like, okay, we just bring you to PvE. A light Puppeteer, true. Light and dark Puppeteer. I think dark Puppeteer might actually be the winner of the balance patch, like for the light and dark units. The 100 crit damage sounds so nice. No, it's not really that great because it's not always 100 crit damage. There's some conditional bullshit to it, so it's It's kind of iffy on that, but yeah, I think that's my take on the balance patch. So in general, the collab looks pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to that card game. I hope it's really enjoyable and fun to play, and then probably I'll be playing like the card game more than I'll be playing Summoner's War at some point for like a day or two and then drop it and never look at it again. It will most likely happen about something like that. Yoo-hoo, what's up guys? Developer notes on the Witcher collab. They have the Renuki in here again. Let's see, so greetings. They will have a video, so we'll check out the video after this. I'll probably just skip to the parts which are interesting in the video thought. Let's see, Examiner. They look dope. They definitely do look dope. I do kind of get some AC vibes, but I guess they're kind of similar characters. I'm more interested about skills. So what do we have for units? We see 4 different families. Doesn't mean that we're gonna get 20 units. Doesn't mean that we're gonna get 20 net 5s, I guess. Yeah, they added like net 4s and net 5. So it's similar to the other collabs where some of the collab units are net 4, some of the collab units are net 5s. But let's see. Gerald, we have a attack power decrease for 20% or for 50% 2 turns. Not that crazy. Attacks all enemies 3 times. That's a lot of multi-hits. Each hit decreases their defense for 2 turns with a 30% chance and attack bar. Okay, so we have it's definitely something for additional damage artifacts. And could be a pretty strong multi-hitter for armor break plus pushback, so that's definitely not bad. Attack the enemy for 1 turn stun, resets the attack bar, okay. Anything that's attack bar manipulation is mostly pretty strong. The damage is proportional to enemy max HP, okay. If the target is immune to stuns. Okay. Is this something that's immune to stuns? Is that something that you maybe more want to put towards PvE than PvP? Feels a little bit off, feels a little bit strange. I'm not too sure about that, but okay, doesn't seem too bad. But once again, the main important things are multipliers, base stats, leader skills, all of that kind of good stuff, awakening, all of that kind of good stuff. So we don't know all too much about it yet. The slash attack the enemy inflict proportion to speed. Proportion to speed is always pretty decent. But 50%, or yeah, this probably ends up at 50% glancing. It's not too bad, not too bad. Attack the enemy inflict damage that ignore defense up to 80%. According to the difference between the target speed. Wait, isn't that exactly the fucking same as a Sonya? That's really pretty much exactly the same thing as a Sonya. What the fuck? Okay, I guess. Attacks all enemies twice with decreasing attack speed for 2 turns. Afterwards, recover your attack bar proportion to the enemy slower. That's really like, that's pretty much Sonya. This feels like a Sonya. I'm not too sure about it. Pretty much everything about this feels like a Sonya, but it sounds strong. Balance patched out. Yeah, we're gonna check the balance patch after this as well. So we have the, oh wait, no, we put it in the title as well. Silence for 1 turn on S1. It's not too bad, but 50% is kind of shitty. Removes harmful effect from all allies created shields proportional to your max HP. Not too bad, not too great. For dark unit, I don't know. Attacks the enemies, stun, decrease their attack speed for 1 turn, decrease cooldown of static shock. By 1 turn if you don't get attacked during the enemy turn. Okay, that's the skill itself. Doesn't feel that strong yet, I guess. Attacks the enemy, deserves the recovery, okay. We have a stun, decreased defense, okay. Attacks all enemies, reset their attack bar. This looks kind of like a, I don't know, does it really look like an FT? I'm not too sure. But this for me is like really a Sonya. That's really Sonya. If this thing also get like a high base speed, then it's pretty, yeah, then it's just 100% Sonya. It's even the same element. Attacks all enemies, reset their attack bar, additionally leaving branding for 2 turns. Okay, more AoE branders in the game. So far, all AoE branders are kind of useless in this game, but okay. They're gonna put a castle in here. That actually looks pretty cool. I was actually talking about that with some people, that people were saying like, last time when we had the AC collab, there was like the special dungeon thingy as well. And with that special dungeon, you could do, you had like the different things that you could do and that kind of stuff. And it seems that you have something similar like this as well. Wait. One of the backgrounds, yes, okay. Carry out missions and play special content during the collab. That's pretty cool. So at least they have something more than just saying like, oh, here, a bunch of new units. arts on these actually look pretty dope. Special content, mini card game. Mini card game. That's actually, that reminds me of like the Triple Try. What's it called? Triple Try It? That's the game from Final Fantasy VIII, right? That mini game of cards. That shit was like so dope. I had like a save game. I was just playing Triple Try It. I wasn't even playing like the actual game. Like card games like these are always pretty cool. So I hope that these are actually pretty cool. It's an illusion for Summersworth as well as Gerard by the Witcher. Okay, collecting cards, play Gwen. Okay. You'll be able to do Collab. Okay, 80 cards. Deck. Okay. That's pretty cool. Preparation. Need at least 20 cards to play. Okay. If you need 20 cards and there's only 80 cards in total, I don't know, but the idea looks pretty cool. So, what do we have for... Well, actually, they're making like a TCG kind of stuff. That's pretty funny. Attack power, they can be placed on the battlefield depending on, okay, melee support, yes. Crow has 5 attack power, Melee has a sword, Lucian has 8 attack power, range, okay. Melee has 5 attack power. How the fuck do you have the same amount of attack power as a crow? Wait a minute, what the hell? Okay, then we have highest star units, okay, highlighted special effects. Don't have attack power. Yeah, Aman is not really... Wait. They actually read something. Place what was... okay. Destroys the... What? They actually went pretty creative on this. I used to be claimed the giant slayer. I miss the good old days. That's actually fucking hilarious, not gonna lie. Aman was so good back in the days. You know, have some boss cards. This looks actually pretty cool. Like, I'm not sure like if the gameplay would be that dope, but this is definitely something that you can have fun with. Wow. Did not really... Like, from all things that I would have expected to get into the game at some point, to get a card game in Summoners War is something that wouldn't be something that I would be saying, like, okay, that's the thing that I think. This is one of those things I just want to kind of jump in and just learn on the go rather than reading a lot about it. But that definitely looks sick. That's definitely something that I could see myself play quite some. I hope that there's some incentive to play. Because this is just explaining a lot, but like, what are rewards? Like, if there's no rewards, people are not gonna play it. Or people just gonna spam it a few times and then... Wait, my belly's fat. That's my best quality. I like Joffrey. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna learn it as is. But I mainly want to see, like, what is there to... Lead the skill 4? To run leader skill 4? Wait, what are those leader skills? I guess that's just something... That's just in the game itself, I guess. Or like in the card game itself. So rewards on those don't seem to be that interesting from what I've seen so far. Yeah, the rewards don't seem to be super crazy. We do get an exclusive dungeon, same as we have with the AC collab. Ah, yeah, that's exactly the same as the AC collab. It was kind of cool though. There was the thing where you choose like a path, or if you go for like bosses, or you go for like pretty much anything and you start clapping them in the card. Oh yeah, Nord Harm Art Elite. Yep, those were not that difficult. Like even my alt could really easily clear all of those last time. So I hope that they're a little bit more difficult. But you did get like quite some good. You get the Splendid Blessing. Splendid Blessing is net 5, right? I'm always confused which one is the net 5, which one is the net 4. But decent-ish rewards. And then we have a whole bunch of scrolls. Which scrolls? Yep. Makes sense, makes sense. Event dungeon period. Yep. Okay. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Looks pretty dope. Looks definitely pretty dope.